And I was like, well, Kevin's okay with it. So if Kevin's okay with it, then I'll just deal with it. And I was like,
Yeah, I'm like, whatever.
All right. Welcome to another episode of the Faddah Figures podcast. And we've got everybody again. Yeah.
yeah,
2 weeks in a row.
man.
It's
Good
like a
job, guys.
record.
We're doing good. We're on a roll.
Oh,
But yeah, I think everyone's excited to hear James's story of the case of the missing iPad. But before
Okay,
James
just
tells it,
and
before James
yeah,
tells it, I want Kevin to. This is gonna be fun. Kevin's gonna tell what he knows about the story and all the pieces leading up to it, and then I'll chime in on what I know because I actually went there to try to help this guy, and then James will fill in all the blanks of details.
okay. No, so just to preface before the story even before the story even happens, for everybody that's watching and listening, we the three of us, we have like a group text that we have, and and sometimes we'll text each other whatever's just anything that's going on, that's happening, or things that we feel that we need to share with the group. And when was this? When did you text
Wednesday.
us?
It
It
was
was like
Wednesday.
on Wednesday.
this
Oh,
was
Wednesday.
It was
Wednesday.
Wednesday morning.
And then so James texts us, and he tells us, oh, hey guys, so I lost my iPad, and I'm at the location where according to my find my app, or find my whatever's app, I'm at that location right now. Should I go and knock? And when I saw that, I'm like, wait, what? Like, first I'm thinking in my head, wait a minute, did you just we missed the whole story before that, and you're already at the end already. and and so, like, wait, you just tell us the story first. And then, like, I know Chris just jumps in and he's like, wait, don't go yet, I'll go with you. I'm like, wait, no, first tell us what happened. And yeah, so that's the I guess the preface.
So James made it seem like it was like life threatening. He's like, dude, I'm here. I don't know if I should knock. And he's like, he actually texted like, what if they have a gun? What if this? What if that? I'm like, bro, if you're just that scared to knock on the door, I'll go there with you as a witness in case anything happens. Then, if that's the case. And because I live right down the road, so I was like, it's on the way home. It's fine. Like, I'll go and I'll stop by and support you, moral support. Okay. So I rushed there, and James, as I'm driving there, James was like, "Oh, you have to hurry up though, because I'm technically just on a break from work. Like, I have to go back to work." So I'm like, "Shoot, okay." I thought he had the day off, so I was like, "All right, I speed there." And so James is like, "That's the location right there at the house, all right." And this area is a newly developed area, so they're still building. So this house is at the end of like a cul-de-sac, and
Yep.
right next to the house, there's a big dust barrier that's blocking all the other construction going on the other side of that barrier. And it's like huge. There's probably like 15 to 20 acres on the other side of just land that they're still like digging
Building.
up and flattening. And so Jim's like, "That's the house right there." And I'm like, okay. So I checked the app, and I'm like, yeah, it's saying it's right there in that house. So James goes and knocks on the door, and no one's answering. I'm like, well, they have that new video camera doorbell. I was like, try ring it. Like, maybe they'll talk to you on the camera. And he rings it, and like no one answers. So we're like, oh, okay, this is kind of like sucks. Like, all this piped up like anticipation, and nothing happened. So
Yep.
in
But
my head, I was
you're
thinking, James, knock on that door too. Like, I'm just curious, just knock on that door. Like, I came all the way over here. I want to see you talk to somebody.
wait, but
And I didn't want
there's
to
a
say it.
lot of things you're missing. You're missing in there, because you have to also mention, like, him talking about, oh, he's gonna go knock, and then talking, oh, then you texted Choi to see if the house is good, and no, you're missing a
No,
lot
no,
of
that's
stuff.
after. No, that's he did all that after.
Yeah, we already knocked on the door.
Oh, you did? Okay. See, I was.
Yeah.
You didn't say that in the text message.
No,
Well,
yeah, yeah.
'cause we already went there in the daytime, so we're gonna go again at night. So that's why I
That's
texted Troy. I was like, "Hey, it's gonna be at night, man. Like I wanted to get our advice. Like, hey, should we have cops or like I don't know, like."
But
So,
first of all, okay, Kevin, in this situation, would you be this paranoid to knock on someone's door?
No.
Yeah,
Dude,
me neither.
shootings have
That's
happened.
the part I was tripping on. I was like, James is like totally tripping on someone like finding his iPad. I was like,
Well,
it's not like they broke into your house and it's like an like you know what I mean? Like they broke
no.
in as a criminal and took it. It's like it was literally like found on top of your car. This person could be like the nicest person.
That's best case scenario, Chris. I'm thinking of meth, crack addict, Jimmy John, where I knock on the door. I want my
I
iPad.
think that's the mainland in you because me and like for me and Kevin, I was in my head, I was like, dude, he's really blowing this out of proportion. Like I would have knocked on that door instantly and like like introduce myself and like you're not accusing them of stealing it. You're just, hey, like, did you happen to find my iPad? But that's why I was like, I was even more like, I was more interested in seeing James do this because of how scared he was. And in my head, I'm like, dude, this really isn't like the biggest of deals. Like you're just knocking on your neighbor's door. Like it's kind of crazy. So I was in my head, I was just like, this is funny. And like Kevin said, the lengths that he went to afterwards to make sure that he was safe. I was like, bro, like this is a safe neighborhood. This isn't like we're not in like the hood of the ghettos or nothing. This is a very nice neighborhood, newly developed.
I give you that.
Well, and and then so I'm reading the text, the group text right now, and you mentioned, where was it? Oh yeah, so you asked Troy about the address, and then she said that the address is okay, but there was like one person that got arrested from there, and then what was it? Oh, and you're like, dude, they were home. The iPad is on the move.
No, because I was tracking it. So I was at work because I had to go back to work because I was on a break. So I was like tracking it and I was like, fucker, man, this person's moving. Like they're walking around. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave work early. I'm gonna stake out that damn house because it's not at the house. I'm like, he's got to come back to the house. So I stake out, and I was like, okay. I'm just sitting there watching, and then you know who shows up? Chris. He shows up again. I'm like, what the heck? What are you doing? He's like, oh, I was eating, and I know you said you were staking out, so I just came to see, like, hey, what? Any updates? And I was like,
this is how invested I was, bro. I wanted to see this happen because it was so funny.
So I told him, I was like, dude, I don't think it's in those houses. I think it's a construction worker because it's in the field now. And I showed it to him. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. So I was like, damn, man. So
well, you put in the text message. You're like, OMG, they went back to the house. He's probably trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
and then
storylines James puts in his head is so hilarious.
And then Chris is like, wait, James, I think you're overthinking this. And then Chris puts a screenshot of his Find My app, and it shows like all his devices, and one of the devices is his computer, and it's across the street at his neighbor's house. And he's like, I'm not sure how accurate that app is because apparently my desktop is at my neighbor's house. And then and then go ahead.
So I was like, man, I think it's in the field. So Chris had to go. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna try to see if there's any cars in the field. So I drove to the other side where it was at, and there was a truck.
I wanted to drive you in there, bro.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't have Shani and Shazen, I think I would have said, bro, jump in and we'll drive in there. Like no one will stop us. It looks like a construction car, and we'll go straight in, and no one will stop us, and we'll just drive around.
So there was a truck there, and I was like, damn it, I know it's in that truck. So I drove all the way to the other side of the field, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk into this construction site, and someone's got to come to me. So I walk. I'm in the freaking field. Like there's all this live machinery. They're all doing their stuff. I'm just sitting there, awkward as hell, with my phone because I'm just trying to get someone to look at me. No one comes. Nobody cared that some random dude is walking around in this freaking construction zone. I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, it's getting hot. I gotta get the heck out of here. So as I'm walking out, I saw a construction worker, and I was like, hey man, can you help me? So I told him my whole story, and I was like, dude, it's like right there. My iPad is right there in the field. And he's like, bro, I can't help you, man. Like there's like, it could be anywhere. Like I know it says it's right there, but like there's a lot of stuff out there. So he told me you should go to like DR Horton at their office. Maybe they can like, drive you out there or something. I don't know. So I was like, okay. So I ended up going to DR Horton, their office, which is on the other side of the field. Told them my story. And at first they looked at me like, they probably was like, man, this freaking crack addict. Like, what the hell, dude? Freaking, you lost your iPad, bro. Like, what do you want us to do about it? So I told him, I was like, look, I'll show him my phone. This is my iPad. It's out in that field. And one of the guys was like, you want me to just take you out there in the golf cart? I was like, bro, let's do this. So I got in the golf cart. We're driving out there. And it's literally, I'm like, I felt like a detective, dude. Like, go, go, go. It's right there in the front. Go, go, go. We're like driving all around the field back there. And then we get there.
Oh my goodness. Okay. If you're listening to this right now, his James screen just like literally froze. Like as he's about to get to the climax.
As he's telling the story, as the suspense is ramping up, as soon as he's gonna reveal the climax,
it just freezes.
Freezes.
Yeah, if you're hearing this, you gotta watch the video because it's classic.
Oh my god! Hopefully James goes out and comes back in.
And then, look, he just texts.
James forgot to mention in the text message how he lost it, because when I went there to meet with him, like you said, like in his text message, he's missing a lot of details. He just was like, "I'm here already at the house." So when I got there, I had to ask him, "Okay, well, like, what happened? Like, how did this, that, what, like, exactly? How did you lose it? Like, okay, where'd you park? Like, what did you do?" Because he made it sound like, I don't know if he said it in the text message, but he made it sound like he just left his iPad on the top of his car.
That's what I gathered too.
Yeah, he left it on top of the car and he walked into the house and forgot it up there. But when I talked to him a second time that day to clarify, he actually had pulled his car in front of his house, offloaded everything, put the iPad on top of the car, then forgot about it and actually drove his car out to the street to park. So it could have fallen off, he said, as he was driving to the street. And when he told me that, I was kind of like, bro, this thing's gone at that point. Like, if it fell off your car, this thing's gone. Like, and I don't really think it's staying on your car as you're going to park. Like, there's too many speed bumps in your house, too many turns. Like, I think it's gone. But he left that like very specific and I think important detail out when he texted us.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, yeah. I think I've left. Have you left anything like important on your car as
No,
you?
I mean, no, because I've always had like trucks and SUVs where I can't reach the top of it. So I don't have, because me and Shani talked about that, and I told Shani, I've never left anything on my truck, and she was like, you can't even reach the top of your car. I was like, yeah, okay, I guess you're right. So I've never done that.
I think I've done it like once or twice. One of them, I think I left my wallet on top, and I think the other time I left my phone on top. The wallet fell off. I went back. I found it. Wow. My phone stayed on top of the car.
Wow.
Yeah. So super lucky those two times.
That is pretty good.
Anyways, James.
You see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like connected to my phone. So
like you're literally like right at the climax, building the suspense in your story, and then boom. It just like you froze. Like your
perfect, video, like commercial. And after the break, we'll find out.
That's literally what just happened.
Like literally, so I don't even know where to start, bro.
No, no.
You're,
Okay,
you're
okay. So
driving in a golf
you're in the
cart
cart. You're in the golf
as a
cart.
detective. Every
Oh, yeah.
detective
As
at
a
home.
detective. Yeah, yeah.
So we're like on top of it, and I was like, dude, like I don't think we're gonna find it because he was asking like some people around, like, hey, have you seen an iPad? People were like, no, no. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, bro, they're either lying because no one's gonna say they found it. Like, it's literally the only way I'm gonna find it is if a good Samaritan says, like, yeah, hey, I found it. So I was like, I just told him, like, dude, thank you for helping me, but you know, I gotta head back. I gotta pick up my daughter. So like, all right, so we're driving back, and I noticed my iPad was moving with us, and I was like, dude, it's like in front of us. And he was like, what? And there was a truck in front of us. And I was like, I think my iPad's in that truck. And he's like, for real? I was like, yeah. So he drove to the side of the truck, and he, like, I'm literally right next to the truck. And the guy's like, hey, did you happen to find an iPad? And the guy's like, I did. And I was like, what? I look at him, I was like, was it a white one? He's like, yeah, no, like a black one. I was like, yeah. He's like, he pretty much told me, yeah, I found it over there. It was like run over a couple of times. So I picked it up because, you know, you can track these things and, you know, you can have like pictures on here and stuff. So I figured someone will find it if they want it. And I was like, dude, it's mine. He's like, oh, I was like, do you have it with you? He's like, yeah, it's right here. So he gave it to me and I was just like, bro, you made my day, man. I thought it was the coolest.
Was it in the cab of the truck or was it like in the bed?
It was, he literally put it outside, like, and he was driving off. So it was like in the same area where.
Oh, so it wasn't even like in his truck or
It
nothing.
wasn't in his truck. Yeah, it was maybe like 5 yards behind us. So I thought it
In
was.
the construction site though? Damn. I was just so invested in the story.
Yeah, no. Yeah, as was I.
But no, so going back to what you and I were talking about leaving things on the car.
Yeah.
I've seen like multiple people driving on the road with like coffee mugs on their top of their car.
Yeah,
I literally watch it slide off and fall. I'm like, dang, that sucks.
Yeah. And you want to tell them, you're like, hey, you know, you dropped something,
Yeah.
you know, but it's like it's too late because they're gone, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, I hate Hawaiian Tel. We just
got this thing.
You switched to Hawaiian Tel?
Yeah, because especially
man.
too expensive, man. It was
I
like
know, but there's a reason why it's expensive because
I was like,
they work.
I was like,
But isn't Hawaiian Tel supposed to be faster?
They have like the faster plans because they have fiber.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it was working great until just now. So I was like, God dang it.
Okay,
But
so wait. So the guy didn't even have it on him. It was like out in the field. He put it off in the field.
Yeah.
He left it in the field though?
Yeah, and that's why I didn't really ask too much. I was just glad I found it. And then
Bro, he's seen you asking around and he ditched it. He's like, well, I'm just gonna ditch it.
But it was real cool. I was like so happy.
That's
but yeah,
good.
that was my story. We found it. It's nice.
And like when, and you know, like I was like, well, I know Chris was like, you know, he was like, why were you so worried about it? But and then you mentioned a good point, you know, like because there are pictures of Maddie on there, and you didn't have it password protected, so you know, like some creeper could have found it, and you know, not good news.
Again, I think it's just like me, just not. I think it's just me thinking the world's just like a really good place. Like I don't think I would think that deep into it. Like I would just be like, oh, I lost it, and it is what it is. Like,
man,
well, it's hard because I also sync everything with my iCloud. So like my notes, I have all kinds of stuff in my notes. Turned off on the iPad, but if you're any tech savvy, you can extract all that information.
But the thing is, I don't think you have to be tech savvy, or I think you have to be really, really tech savvy to get that. Because I don't think an average person would be able to access those files.
Well, if it's not password protected, then you don't have.
But you've got to go in like the settings and like sync this and sync that. So I don't think an average person would be able to think that far ahead. I just think you being in the job you're in, and like having to deal with like cyber hacking and stuff, I think that's just where your mind goes naturally. So I think that might have been, but for like, I don't think like an average person would have thought to do that. I think if you go on the street and you ask 100 people to, you give them that iPad and you ask 100 of them to try to download your notes, I don't think I don't think 5 of them could do it.
I don't know, man. I think I was more worried because I didn't know it was crushed.
Yeah.
I thought it was still working and they didn't connect it to the internet. So I was like, dang, man, this person is either really dumb or they're smart to know that they're not going to connect it, because once they connect it to the internet, I can wipe it, I can lock it, because I already sent the commands to lock the iPad, but he didn't. It wasn't connecting to the internet. So I was like, damn, is this person like looking?
So how were you tracking it then?
Well, because it's all GPS. GPS doesn't need the internet. Yeah. So GPS, it's all sat based. Yeah. So it's like no matter. So even like Google Maps, if you put it in airplane mode, it'll still have GPS tracking on it. Yeah. You don't need the internet for that. So, but even the GPS tracking was kind of all over, which made sense because it was crushed. It was run over a couple of times. So I think that's why it was kind of like saying it was in this house, it's over here, it's over there. But I mean, literally the chances of me finding it, I was like so surprised. Like, what are the chances of the guy that literally took it was literally in front of us at the moment that we're finally leaving, where I'm like, I'm not gonna find it. Like, it was nuts. Yeah. So I was just glad I found it. It was crushed. I wiped it, connected to the internet, charged it, and then I'm just gonna dump it.
But I loved how James's mind just went to like, I don't want to knock on the door. Like, what if they shoot me? Like, what if they're gonna do this? I'm like, bro, like, you watch too much TV or something.
Dude, what if it's like a crack addict? I'm like, just my iPad. I can sell this for like $200 and buy some meth, or I don't know, freaking.
Well, you wouldn't just like pound on the door like you're the FBI and like start accusing them of like stealing it.
Dude, if they're a meth addict and you say, "Hey, did you find an iPad?" They can go nuts. They'd be like, "I don't know." They'd be like, "What? You called the cops already?" Or I don't know. Like,
no, so okay, just for, I mean, this is what I was told from one of my somebody I know that's an HBD. You know, as far as like if you lose something or an Apple product and you have the find my app on it, and you know you track it to somewhere, you even if you call the cops, the only thing they can do is ask if
just ask. They can't do anything.
Yeah, they can't. The cops can't do anything, because then obviously they can say, oh no, I bought it from somebody, or you know what I mean.
yeah.
They can come up with whatever story, but they legally can't take
go
the
in there
property.
and look for your thing.
Yeah, so it's like
So
all you can do is ask.
on it yourself and just trying to get it yourself. Then, James.
And then if they tell you, oh no, this is not yours, this is mine, blah, then that's what it is. What it is, you just got to deal with it.
Yeah, but I find that hard to believe if they connect it to the internet and I have the cops with me and I ping it and it makes a sound.
No,
it literally has my iCloud account on there. Be like, bro.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure at that.
Yeah,
point,
even with that, still yet they can still claim that, oh, I got this from somebody else.
Well, then it's still mine though. It doesn't matter if you got it from someone else.
But that's what they claim, and technically, it's in their hands, and
but that's like saying the same thing about a car. If like I'm driving around a stolen car, you can't take it.
Like, you don't have the physical proof. Like, you didn't see that person like physically take it. I guess is kind of what it is.
But it's still property. It's like my car's concept. Like if someone
stole cars is different because it's registered, right? It's a registered item that's within the state.
But why would someone have my iCloud? Then I'm going to claim that you did identity theft. Like that's even worse. Like, bro, that's not that's your iPad. Well, then I'm claiming identity theft on your ass because you got my information. So I just feel like I don't understand
all I know is that's what I was told.
Like, it's like, dude, you have my iCloud. Like, you have pictures of my kid. Like, this can go really south if you don't give me my iPad.
Well, the thing is, the chances of you pinging it, because at that point, the cops can't go into the house. No one can go into the house. So at that point of you even if you ping it and they hear it, you hear a ping in the house.
Yeah.
You can't prove that that's your iPad pinging it from outside.
True.
You don't have I don't know what the right words is, but you can't prove that that's yours. That could be his iPad pinging it or her iPad pinging in there. So there's no possible way that you're gonna be able to physically see that unless it's a very not smart person that just left the iPad out on the countertop where you can see from the door.
Yeah.
But even from that point, I don't think the cop can go in and get it. Like
No, they can't go in the house.
so they're just looking at it and be like, nope, that's mine. And you can be pinging the hell out of it, and they don't have to go get it.
Yeah.
And they're just like, nope, that's mine. I don't care what sound it's making, it's mine. Like, and you're just stuck. You're like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah. I'm just.
But the good thing you found it.
Yeah.
The good thing, the main point is you found it.
And I will never lose it again.
Well, you can't predict that. You know.
Oh, trust me.
The only thing what you can do is password protect it.
No, I'm still not gonna protect those.
Going back though, imagine if that person was home when you answered the door.
That would have been so awkward.
But it's like again, you're not accusing them of stealing it. You're just asking if they had found it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think another key thing that James left out in the text message, unless he did after I asked him, but he left it on. He lost it Monday night, and he texted it on Wednesday. I was like, bro, by this time it's over 24 hours. The thing's gone.
Yeah. That's why I was like, man, must be a kid. Like he don't know how to connect it to the internet, and he's just walking around showing it to his friends. Like, look what I found. I was like, I'm gonna catch you. I was like, best case scenario, I see him walk into that house. I'm gonna get out of my car. I'm gonna videotape it and be like, give my iPad. So just in case if he says I did something, I got it all on tape. Like, all right, but
then you're like threatening a little kid, and you can get in trouble.
I'm not threatening. I'm just saying, hey, give my iPad.
One time I was walking out of a Starbucks, and right outside the door I found like a new, like the newest iPhone on the ground. You know, like somebody, like there's a case on it, but yeah, I saw it on the ground, and I was like, I looked around and I was like, you know, didn't look like somebody was coming back for it or anything like that. And I was like, so I picked it up and then I gave it, you know, to the people at Starbucks. I was like, hey, somebody dropped their phone outside, so they might, you know, come back and look for it. So here you go. And then they're like, oh, okay, thank you. And you know, but like, if somebody, like, say if a homeless person found it, or if, you know, somebody else found it that wasn't honest, you know, so like nice,
not honest, yeah,
you know, so yeah, it just depends, you know, like, and you know, the crazy part is, right, so like, you know, we have all these devices, right, especially like our smartphone. This little piece of metal and plastic is like over $1,200. You know, if I lost this, I mean, yes, it's a material, but I'd be pissed.
Yeah.
If I lost it.
Well, it's not even that. Like, you have so much information.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Like, even if you password lock your phone, you can unlock it. You can get into it. Like, there's all different kinds of ways around it. So it's just, man, it's just scary because you put so much information in your phone. So it's just, yeah, I was just like, man.
I think I'd be more mad at the fact that I'd have to get a new phone and not the cost of it. I'd be mad that I have to transfer all my information onto the new phone. Is what I'd be pissed about.
No, yeah, I manually connect my phone to my computer, so it's backed up on there.
What if your computer crashes?
I don't use it that much, so it's not gonna crash. No, I'm serious. I don't use my computer that much, so I know it's not gonna crash.
You better back up your computer just in case.
Yeah. Like, do you have it on the cloud, Kevin, or it's just hard on the computer?
It's stored on my computer. Yeah.
You can store up your backup straight onto your computer hard drive.
Yeah, just on the computer, just itself. There.
Yeah. I mean, I could do the cloud, but I trust the computer.
Because I feel like even if it's all the information's on the cloud, if I got a new phone that has nothing on it, and I try to download all my information, I still feel like it would take a long time, and I would
It's
just
gonna
be
take a long time.
Yeah, it
The
does.
files, like
That's why I back it up to the computer. So if I
It's
do get a new
faster?
phone, if I do get a new phone, it's faster to
Dude,
load up.
That's the part I hate the most, bro.
I'm so paranoid with data, dude. I back up my stuff on the cloud. I back up my stuff on a different server. I back up the same information onto an external hard drive. So I have 3 separate backups just in case if the cloud, for whatever reason, gets kaput. I have it on a server that I have, and also have it on an external hard drive just in case I need any information. It's on there, and I have backup on my computer. So I back up my computer just in case my computer crashes. But as far as specific data, I have it a separate, solid a hard drive that I back up information on. That I buy every 2 years. I buy another hard drive because I'm afraid my hard drive is going to crash.
Bro, I've had that. I think I told you one time.
Once your hard drive crashes, you're done.
Yeah. Well, there's companies that can bring it back.
Yeah, but it's not guaranteed though. Like, and that's buku bucks. Like, I'm not gonna.
Because I had a hard drive that was corrupt. Like I could open up and view the files and everything, but I couldn't like access it. Like I couldn't like work on it or whatever. And I was like freaking out for a while. I'm like, I was like trying to like figure out how to do it, and then I found the companies that do it, but I have to send it to them on the mainland. And then I think Shani had like a brilliant idea one time. She's like, why don't you just buy another hard drive and then just drag the files to the new one? I was like, that's freaking genius.
Every 2 years on Black Friday, I buy another hard drive and I transfer it all, whatever I have, onto the hard drive, and then I sell the old one.
I'm the worst with like those kind of things because if I lose it, I'm just like, oh, it sucks, but I'm like, oh well, like it sucks, but frick, I can't do anything about it. Like photos, I've lost so many. I don't want to say important, but like so many like key moments of like photos, and like I lost it. I have no idea where they are. Like, dang, that sucks.
Yeah. So, but main thing is, James got his iPad, and the world is a better place now.
It is a better place. I can sleep safe at night. That meth addict is looking at Maddie's photos.
And you really think a meth addict would live in that area is another thing. I was like,
bro, not all meth addicts are freaking homeless and freaking drug addicts. Like there's some be meth addicts.
No, but you're thinking meth addicts, I don't think would be in that area. If you're saying a meth dealer, I would see that. I could say, okay, maybe a meth dealer would live in the area.
It could be someone's old brother that's like, everyone has that family member who's like, damn, you're a freaking dick. But I'm not going to let you live on the street. So you can live in my house until you get back on your feet. But he's in the back, like, doing all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm not going to kick your family out, bro. Like, I'm meth addict.
Why do you have to do that?
I'm not a meth addict, but don't say
James's mind just goes to like the worst possible like spot ever.
Smoke it, yeah. I don't know.
That's heroin.
Oh yeah, heroin. That's right.
I don't know the difference.
Obviously, I don't do drugs, so that's why I was like, I feel like all the drugs.
It's just funny that James's mind just goes to like the worst possible spot in the world. And he just goes straight there. Doesn't stop and just
I'm not gonna lie.
Worst possible scenario.
Because I get my mind ready. Because if I go there,
even Kevin was trying to calm me down. Like, bro, what if someone just found it to try to return it to you, and you're like, no, someone took it to a Hackney or something. I was like, bro,
yeah, dude, I froze all my credit. I was monitoring my credit. I was like, dude, this sucker, I'm gonna catch you. If you try to do anything with my credit, I'm gonna find you and I will destroy you.
But you know what's so bad? Like one time I lost my wallet. I literally lost my wallet. And I didn't even check my credit score once when I lost it.
What?
I just didn't fit. Like my mind doesn't go to there, like to think like someone's like doing stuff like that. Like my mind just doesn't go there.
Bro,
And they ended up giving my wallet back though. Like someone left my wallet with all my ID and my cards. Or actually not the wallet. I think it was just my IDs and my cards. Like they took the wallet and the cash, and I think they just brought my cards back and like placed it themselves.
The crazy thing is, all they have to do is take pictures of your ID
that's true.
And leave everything there to make you. That's what I would do. Make it seem like, I got my IDs back. And I'll just wait, and one day, just boom, apply for everything while you're sleeping, and just start charging, and just By that
Well,
time,
I did cancel my cards. Obviously, that's the first thing. Is cancel the cards, but I didn't ever go check my credit score.
yeah, you got to check your credit score because, dude, you want to know if anyone is faking to be you and opening accounts because that's what your credit score is. They're
Yeah.
doing a credit score, and so I get alerts every time someone runs my credit because if I didn't run it, someone's trying to pretend like they're me or even Maddie.
It costs too much
Anyone that
money
has a social security number,
have those.
yeah, I want to make sure no one's pretending to be Maddie. So I got all our social security numbers on lock, making sure no one's trying to pretend and opening up accounts on us. Because once you get identity theft, it's hard, man. Like that's like the worst thing. I don't wish that on anyone. I know a friend that went through that, and it sucked. It was just, oh my god. But
Like, what happened to them?
so, my friend, she got obviously identity theft. They literally opened up accounts. I think it was in Florida, and they were just charging just random places, like buying TVs, all kinds of stuff. They had her email ad, so she had to get all new emails. But it's hard because it's like the like personal emails, yeah. Like you don't like if I have so much email saved on my personal account from like all kinds of stuff, like so she had to open up all new email accounts, and then once she got those email accounts, she had to switch her emails on all other accounts, switch the emails on them. She had to change all the security questions, make sure security question passwords, and then just the legal battle of proving to people that, hey, that wasn't me, trying to get the money back, it's just crazy. Like, and then your credit goes down, it's man, I guess I'm a little bit more paranoid because I have a clearance and I mess up one time and I lose my clearance and I lose my job.
Yeah.
I
That's
have
right.
to.
I think a lot of it is the job that you're in is what gets you to think that way.
So like I can't miss a payment on any, like if I get delinquent, I'll get flagged. So it's just, yeah. So I get very paranoid. I'm like, I gotta make sure like no one, and it's kind of weird. Like sometimes I'm like, dude, I shouldn't even have social media. I should like take all my information off the web, but it's already out there. So I'm like, even if I cut it off now, it's out there. So it's just nuts. And even if I like literally Google myself or my addresses are out there.
That's all public record. Yeah.
It's all public record. Like you can, it's just crazy how much information, if I wanted to find about a person, you can get their addresses, you can get freaking their phone numbers, their first and last name, their birthdays. I mean, it's pretty easy to really identity theft someone. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's nuts. But you guys have anything to talk about? I had a question that I wanted to ask last week, but I forgot to ask.
What? Ask it.
So, freaking Hawaii, man.
Why do you have to say freaking Hawaii, man?
Because I love Hawaii. I love everything about Hawaii coming from the mainland. Like, I love it here.
He thinks his neighbors are meth heads, though. But
no. All my neighbors are cool. Actually, except last night. There was like a fight. I was about to call the cops because it was getting crazy. But besides the point, it just costs too damn much to live here, man. Like, I just been thinking a lot, having like a second kid. It's like, dude, like Maddie's about to start preschool. That's like at least another $1,000 that's out of our income that we have to.
More. Didn't we look at it, or was it me and Kevin looking to it? I think it was like 12.
Well,
1,200.
Seagulls and Eva is like 1,100, but once she turns 3, it goes down to $1,000.
Oh.
So, but yeah, other places that I looked at, yeah, they're up
there.
there.
You have to bring your own food though and stuff, right? At Seagulls, if it's cheaper.
That I'm not sure. I have to look.
Because I think if you bring your own food, like it's cheaper, and then if not, like with everything, it's like I want to say it's like 12.
I know they just have a flat rate. I didn't see like different prices. It was either when they're less than 2 or less than 3, it's 1,100. Once they turn 3, it's 1,000. I didn't see like, like some places have like if it's a half day.
No, yeah, I swear Seagull, because we looked into it. That's one like right by my house. I swear we looked into it when Shazen was younger.
but we're on the wait list right now, so hopefully we'll get in. But it's just everything here is expensive, man. Just I don't know, like with our new kid coming and with just the income that I make as a teacher, Diana, we just bought a van. Like, I'm like, dude, I don't want to move, but man, it's coming a little bit more into realization, like, dude, if we can't like I've always told myself, like, we don't have to live lavishly, but if we're living where it's like, damn, we're penny pushing, like what's the point? Like, I feel like it's not like we have like bad jobs. I feel like if it comes to a point where I'm like, I feel like I have a middle class job where I shouldn't really be struggling. Like, I don't have debt. Like, Diana doesn't have debt. I mean, it's just school loans on our house. That's really it. That's all the debt we have. Like, and Diana's a freaking attorney. I feel like if we can't live off that income and we're not like freaking balling out, like buying, like I've been wearing clothes that for freaking 5-10 years old. Like, we don't buy stuff, So it's like, I don't know. I don't know if you guys think about it, but, and then I think about like Diana's parents. Like, my parents moved to Korea because freaking they couldn't live here. Her parents, like, they don't have retirement. Like, they don't have anything saved up. They're self-employed. So like when they get old, I'm like, man, dude, what are they gonna do? Like, we gotta support them. I'm not gonna just be like, hey, you guys figure it out. Like, and if we gotta support them, like, freak, they can't live here. We can't afford another big housing market right now is crazy, and it's only gonna go up the next 5-10 years. So I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about like, damn, I don't want to move, but I might have to move. So I don't know what you guys are financially, but I don't know if you guys think about that stuff but it's just like next 5-10 years, it's like a lot of big things are going to happen. I feel like.
No, yeah, no, well, Chris is probably different, but I mean, I'm not right there with you, but I know what you mean. I totally know what you mean. Yes, Hawaii is expensive. It's trying to plan for the future is very difficult in Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because the all the expenses that goes with everything, it's not easy. Yeah, like I mean, yeah, for even like that me and D are in the same situation as you, Diana. We both have, like not super high paying careers, but we have decent paying careers where we can take care of all of our bills and our finances, and and set money aside to save and everything. But like if we have another kid, that's gonna definitely cut into that, and we're gonna have to, like come up with a plan on how that's gonna work. And in Hawaii, it's always been expensive in Hawaii. It's always been expensive in Hawaii, and it's just the junk part is Hawaii is not made for the middle class.
Yeah.
It's not. It's made for the lower and upper class because the lower class has all these programs that they can use and to pretty much support them. And then the upper class, of course, they're set as far as financially, so they don't have to worry about all that. But in the middle class, it's like, you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place because how do you take care of this and how do you take care of that and have enough money to eat, So it's hard. It's hard, and it really depends on it's an individual, or I mean, I should say it's a family situation. So I mean, every family has their own situation, and it's like if that's what it comes down to, if you're gonna have to move, then you're gonna have to move, and it sucks, but I mean, for me and D, we even talked about that. We're like, we could we could find so many opportunities in the mainland. We could find, we could live in a mansion for what
Yeah.
we're paying right now in in our townhouse.
Yeah.
We can get a mansion in like Texas or
Right.
other places in the mainland. But because there's more things keeping us here than to push us away. So that's why we're staying here.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's just it just really depends. Like, because I mean, I'd imagine, like Diana, she has like family down here,
Yeah.
but not you don't have family down
Yeah.
here. So it's like she's kind of tied to down here, but you're not. So it's like, but then for like me and Dee, we both have family here.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, and she it would be really hard for her to move someplace that's away from her family.
Yeah.
But what about you, Chris?
So I've always been intrigued with that question. And I've always tried to like working in construction. I've had a few customers that either retire here in Hawaii, and so
Yeah.
I'm working on their house doing renovations. And I've always asked them for like years. I've always asked them like, oh, what brought them back to Hawaii? And I always ask them like, oh, is the cost of living higher here though? Because you don't think you would retire at a place where the cost of living is so high. So I've always asked, and a lot of them say that the cost of living is actually is like it evens out here and up there. It's just you like if you really look hard at it, it's where it's at. So like sales taxes are all different places. Um like regular taxes and whatever is like it all evens it out. Like eventually, the cost of living, people always say like it evens out. So like they always say Hawaii looks like it costs more, but it really doesn't. Like probably electricity would probably be like they say it would be like the most factor because we've only have one electric company. So that's why cost per kilowatt is so high. But in the mainland they have multiple so they can shop around. But I said other than that, everything else is pretty much the same though.
I just feel like we ship everything here. So like if
Mhm.
I had $100,000, I feel like that $100,000 will go a lot more in Texas, or like we're talking about Vegas. Like you could buy probably a nice house for like 500, 700.
Yeah, but then you're looking. So I've known people recently that's moving to Vegas, and I've like talked to people. But Vegas and California and somewhere else, they're going through like a drought right now.
Yeah.
And apparently it's getting like bad enough to where they're gonna like start shutting water off.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but like so just for instance, if they shut water off from like 11 p.m. till 5 a.m. where you can't use water at all, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna be like worth it to live in. So it's like everything has its like pros and cons is what I figured out. And it's like I'm kind of at the point where my mindset is just like figure out how to just survive here is what it's gonna be. Like I've thought about moving, but like Kevin said, like I've just got so much family here and ties here. So it's like my mindset is just hunker down here and just figure out how to survive here.
Like I love it here, dude. But it's like I feel like if Diana's parents literally lost their job or like can't work anymore, I'm like I can't get another job. I already have 2 jobs already. I can't work a 3rd job. Like there's not really anything like honestly, I like applied here and there for like federal jobs, like GS positions here and there. And I'm even afraid to go that route because it's kind of like I don't really know about federal jobs and stuff like that, but it's just crazy, man. Like that's why like I was talking to one of my friends. He started doing Turo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
he started doing Toro, and he's making big bucks. I'm talking like 6 figures. Like he has, I think, like 10, 11 cars. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's just,
You remember? What's his name? Jeff. Jeff. You remember Jeff from Zeus? Jeff Santos. He
Oh, the
was
local guy,
yeah. Well, I mean, he's
like Asian, but he's from
in the
here, right?
middle. He was in the army. Yeah, he was in the army.
Oh, okay, wait.
I was thinking
Anyways,
the firefighter, but I was like, no, I don't think that was.
no, he's in the army.
Okay.
Anyways, but so yeah, he went to Zeus, and so I think him and his friend, they bought a Tesla.
Yeah.
And they use that Tesla for Turo, so they rent it out.
Yeah.
And 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 he told me that the monthly payment that they pay for the Tesla is covered by
No, it's not.
The people that rent it.
Like he was showing me like his monthly income coming in, like his monthly. I was like, his car payments are like nuts. Like some of them, like it was like I think like $1,000, 11. Like I can't imagine having a car payment that's $1,000. But that car is pulling in like almost $2,000 a month.
Yeah,
income.
Yeah.
He's making $1,000. So I was like talking to him, and I don't know if you could tell me this, Chris, having your own business. He was telling me, James, like a lot of people don't understand when you work for someone, like you work for the state, taxes come right out. Like the government takes all the money out before you get the money. But when you have a business, you pay taxes at the very end. So there's a lot. So if you do it right, you might not have to pay any taxes at the end of the year. Because he told me you only pay taxes on your profit. So like if your company, let's say it pulled in like $100,000 last year, but like let's say you had rent, electricity, like whatever things that you had to pay into the company, if you put in $100,000 into the company as far as expenditures, whatever, then you don't pay any taxes. And I was like, well, that's
I don't think that's 100% true, because you still have to pay general excess tax. Like
but that's a one-time, right?
No, that's monthly.
Okay.
You've gotta I don't know the words. You've gotta show your profits monthly, and I mean I guess you could choose it to pay it at the end, but we did that the first year and we didn't realize how much we had to pay at the end, and we're like, holy shit. So
he was telling me
monthly now.
There's so many things you can do to write off.
No, yeah, there is to write off, but I don't. That's the thing. Like, I don't understand how people are saying that, because you still have to pay taxes for the things coming in. Uncle Sam doesn't give a shit if you lost money on a job. They know person A paid you X amount of money, and Uncle Sam wants part of that money there.
But it's weird because that's what I kind of figured, but he was making it sound like
who's the best person to ask? Who actually watches this?
Yeah, I know.
Right. He wouldn't know of anything.
But it just
unless I'm doing it wrong, like they take my profit. It almost feels like I'm paying double taxes, because they take the money out of the beginning.
Yeah.
And then I have to figure out how to keep as much of the net profit as possible. But they're taking out taxes off my gross right in the beginning.
Because I paid. It was weird. Like this last tax return, I don't know if I told you guys, we paid a ton. We owed a lot. Like we've never owed in my whole life, because we just have the government take the most, whatever, and we always get a return. But we ended up owing like $8,000. And I was like,
no, because your tax bracket.
It also depends on how he has his company set up.
Yeah.
Like there's like different like branches, LLCs.
But he was telling me he didn't pay like barely any taxes last year.
Personally, or his company, because you've got to file two. You got to personal and company?
Oh, actually, I didn't ask, but I'm assuming it was his company because he's personal. He's not making any money. Like he's not working for anyone. It's his company. Yeah. So it just made me think. Like I don't know. Like I've been always thinking
What
of
could be
like
scary is if he doesn't have a very good tax person and he's not doing it correct, he's gonna have to pay taxes back eventually.
And taxes is something that I'm always like, I don't want to mess around with. I'm like, because if you owe, they're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Like if you have the assets, it's theirs now. Like they don't give a dang.
Mm-hmm.
But it just made me think about like income. Like, man, I can't do anything to get a raise in the DOE. Diana can't do anything. So I can't get a second job. So I was just like thinking of like passive ways to like, man, like I don't know.
Uber Eats.
Dude, I did that. I drove when Maddie was first born just to get some side like at night for like 2-3 hours. It was good money, but man, it was draining, dude. Just waiting for people, and it's just putting miles on the car. It was just.
But even that is kind of similar, right? Like you still have to pay taxes on top of that, right? At the end?
Yeah, me too. And I paid a lot of taxes on that, even with all the write-offs on gas, mileage. I still didn't really make that much money at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So I don't know. Like, I know I told Chris a lot of talk to my joke around about it, but not really. Like, I'm serious. Hopefully he'll take me serious one day. But like, I really want to buy real estate. Obviously not now because it's freaking crazy. But I hope because I feel like real estate is the only thing for sure investment that you will never lose money. I mean, unless you just buy a piece of shit house that you didn't do research on and you didn't get it inspected and like you have to literally break down the whole house. But I'm like, if you do your research and you buy a house and you don't ever sell it and you get renters and just make sure the renters can pay the mortgage, and once it's paid off, that's free income for the rest of your life. Like that's your retirement right there. So I keep telling myself, man, I want to buy real estate, but obviously freaking we don't make enough money, but like we're saving up. I'm like, I'm telling you, man, if you guys, us three, one of these days, if we put money down, dude, I'm telling you, it can't be that hard. Like you have construction sense. I can property manage for sure. If we buy a bunch or whatever, I'll deal with the customers and all that, whatever. Like Kevin, you can help with that too. Like, we'll do whatever. Like, but I'm telling you, that's like good money here in Hawaii. Like
it's so yes, you're correct. There is money in real estate investment. It's harder in Hawaii than it is like in the mainland because in the mainland it's so easy to buy a house.
Yeah.
Like because their prices are lower and interest rates are lower. Hawaii is it's super hard to do that real estate investment. Just because trying to find a property for a decent price and then flipping it to to sell it for more. Yeah, it's people are doing it right now as we speak, but I mean it's just very challenging.
But I'm not even saying flipping. Like I don't even want to flip it. I just want to buy it, fix it up if we need to, but hopefully we don't have to. Just buy it, put some paint on it, whatever, maybe some appliances that we get cheap at the freaking Navy Exchange or whatever, and then just rent that sucker out. Because renters don't care, man. You get military renters, get some 1-bedroom apartment. I'm not talking like family homes. Like I'm saying just like one property where it's like a 1-bedroom with parking, because that's crucial, or 2-bedroom with 2 parking somewhere like in Pearl Harbor, Fort Shafter area where I can just get a military guy where I don't have to worry, because if he screws up, I'm going to call his commander up. But I just feel like I've always wanted to get into it, but it's like the longer I wait, it's like, man, I don't know.
That's why you have, like I've told you before, like that's right now, that's what my goal is. Like that's what Shani and I are like, our goal is. Like we're trying to set ourselves up to be able to eventually have one investment property.
Yeah.
within the near future, like within the next like 2 to 3 years is what
Yeah.
we're trying to do. We thought we were gonna be able to do it like sooner, but once like there's a lot of steps to it to set yourself up financially and do all kind of stuff.
And it's not interest rates, man. They just keep bumping that
so
up, man.
we're trying to set ourselves up, and we like I think we finally got it where financially we've got a system going where we're gonna be able to get one eventually. But it's just the market is so high, so we're just gonna have to like wait it out.
Like everyone's overpaying.
And so, but yeah, that's what me and Shani are in the process of doing. Like currently, that's what we're working towards.
Dude, if we put our money together, split that 3 ways, I'm telling you guys.
Like you said, man, like we are self-employed. We have no retirement. Like we, as
that's what I'm saying. Like
as self-employed people, like you find out, like self-employed people, their retirements are their investment properties. You just have to.
Because you figure, like, hypothetically, like a 1-bedroom apartment cannot be more than $400. I'm thinking it because there's freaking $500 2-3 bedroom places that I've seen. So I'm assuming a decent 1-bedroom apartment with 1 parking, washer and dryer inside the unit cannot be going more than $400. Like that's on the high scale. I guarantee you we can find something for $300, $350.
Yeah.
You maybe have to just do a small kind stuff to it. You put 20% down on it, split that 20% 3 ways. Like
what's hard for me is I've never rented, so we don't understand like how people pay so much for rent. But for you, James, when you lived in those apartments, how many bedrooms did you guys have and how much were you guys?
I've rented my whole life since I've been here in Hawaii until I moved here. So I've rented apartments where it was like studio apartments for like $1,100, $1,200. I've seen studios go for like $1,400, $1,500.
Studios with it's a box with a bed with a bathroom.
Big, just like living room space where you have like no closet, but you have parking, you have a washer and dryer, you have a small little kitchenette. Like, dude, I see people here in Kohina, the little downstairs units, those going for like $1,400.
What's in the downstairs units?
Yeah, the what?
What's in there? Like what? How many
downstairs unit? It's literally like a little tiny space for the living room, like a bedroom, but it's more like an office space, and not a full kitchen. So it's literally a refrigerator and maybe a stovetop and a sink and a bathroom.
Wow.
So it's very small. But I've also lived in 1-bedroom apartments where I pay. Usually, I was paying about $1,400 for rent. But you could, I guarantee you right now, you can probably charge $15, $16. And I was living like Aiea by Pearl Ridge Mall, and that Ku'uka Loop. I've lived there. I've lived in Kailua. I've lived like in a little small cottage in Waimanalo. I rented a place for like I'll say $1,400 is a good. Back when I was going. Right now, I guarantee you, if you put something on the market for $1,400, it's gone. Guarantee something
crazy.
Like that. Man, when I remember the last apartment that I rented, I paid $950 for a 1-bedroom. Actually, it was like 1.5 bedroom. Yeah, and actually that was a good deal. $950.
Dude, anything on $1,000's a good deal, bro.
And then I rented a 2-bedroom apartment for like $1,350.
Yeah,
that was really good. That was a really
back
good
in the
deal.
day, huh?
Yeah, this is back in the day.
It really depends on location. Does it have parking? Does it have what amenities does it come with? Because that all adds up. Yeah, like every place that I moved into, I wanted to make sure it has parking because I don't want to fight for freaking parking. I wanted to make sure it has a washer and dryer because I ain't going to no coin machine place. And if I need to do laundry at like midnight, I want to do laundry.
Have you guys ever been in those places? I want to say they're technically illegal, but like you live on the property in an outhouse and you share a washer dryer with the landlord that lives in. You guys been in those places?
Like my in-laws? Like Diana's parents?
Don't they all live in there? Like that's all family though, right?
The upstairs unit, it used to be like like some friend that used to live up there. And then so it's just like I think a 2-bedroom apartment. And they would just rent that out, and then for washer and dryer, they'd have to come down, and it has a coin washer and dryer that they would have to use.
Oh, it has a coin one of them.
Yeah. Even now, it's still coin. They don't. Yeah. So it helps to pay all the family members for like rent.
Bro, you gotta update them with that app, bro. Like they have like you can do it on your phone now.
Dude, no, they're not gonna.
Have you ever seen that?
It's just coins. No, but yeah, they're not gonna. I always tell them like, dude, we're all family. Like, I don't understand why it's coin.
Yeah.
It helps with like other stuff that the grandparents.
I had a friend that lives in these apartments that have laundromat outside. That everyone from the apartment has to go into the laundromat and use it. But it's all on your phone. Because I used to tease him at one point, like, oh, you gotta go get quarters.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, hell no, we're high tech, bro. Like, you pay for it on your phone, and you can like watch it. Like, you can like be in your house and it'll tell you like your wash is done.
Oh,
wow. Go and go get it, and you put it in dry, and then you'd be at home. Like before, you'd have to sit there, right, and watch your laundry. Yeah. But he said he gets an alert, like, oh, it's done. Go.
That makes sense. I mean, they have parking meters like that are that nowadays too. But I'm telling you,
now they make washer and dryers in one. So they wash the clothes, and then when it's done, they'll dry it in the same.
I didn't even see that yet. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've got to look that up.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, man, like if we find a small little unit, do 20% down, split 3 ways is not like long-term investment wise, like I even thought about getting freaking vending machines. I was doing some research.
I heard vending machines
is like a good, if you get a good location.
I
was thinking like get the fancy kind though, like the Japanese like ramen noodles where it's like fancy, and put it in the freaking dorms at UH.
Dude, if you can find a vending machine like they have in Japan, where it's like the ones that like sell food inside of them,
you'd be like the first person in this island that does it. You should like the cupcake ones.
I'm like, me and Dana were talking about. I'm like, dude, we should get like one, because UH when I was there, all I saw was like Coke vending. Like you didn't, and I'm telling you, put them in the dorms where kids are just like, hey, ramen noodles, where it cooks it for you, like.
When it cooks it for you too in Japan, like
dude. Japan is like literally.
I bought a pizza.
Yeah,
I bought a pizza from a.
The machine is nuts. Like you literally take the noodles out, put it in the bowl, put it on this thing, and it literally cooks it for you. It puts the exact amount of water.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you still gotta like open it up manually.
Yeah, open it up. I mean, they might have stuff that opens it up for you, but yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would just have it where they just put it in. But
okay, so what I'm counting right now is right. Okay, so we got real estate investment.
Yep.
Vending machines. Food truck, clothing apparel line. That's all I have so far. Okay.
No, we're gonna open a convenience store where James lives.
Convenience store, too much. Convenience store, it's too much. Like I feel like the easiest thing where it's like vending machines, you buy it and literally it's done. You just restock it once a week. I want to find something like real estate. You buy it, you rent it out, and it's making money for you, or they're paying your mortgage. So in the long term, like I want to try to find something. It's more of a side gig where we invest, and it's like, look, like it's making money. Like it's making money as we're talking right now on our Fridays. Hey, how's it?
I remember seeing this TikTok where this guy he shows, he owns like a laundromat, and he shows how much money he makes in laundromat, and it's good money, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's very low keep, because you don't have to make that, like, and you don't have to get fancy freaking laundries machines. That's why I was like, I don't know. I was thinking about the vending machines. I was seriously like, dude, if depending on how much money I get back this tax return, I was thinking about just buying one maybe and just test it out and just find a really good location and see like, can it bring me money? Because I was looking at this one dude that does it on YouTube. He has like 8 machines, and he quit his job, like a good paying job, because he's like, dude, I literally only work like 2 hours, like maybe 3 hours a week. Just I stock it once a week, and I just do whatever, and I make good money. And I'm like, God, dude, I'm like, man, it's just hard because it's like anything that you're putting that, because it's like 8-10 grand for a good vending machine, brand new.
Yeah, like a new one. I'm pretty sure you can buy like a used one for like $2.
Used one, So he said you could do used ones too, but I would probably buy a new one just because it's like I don't know anything about vending machines. I don't want to, buy a cheap one just to
Yeah.
try to save money and end up I'm paying more
For
for it.
maintenance.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm talking about, yeah. So I don't know. But I'm telling you, I feel like real estate, dude, if in the next, like you said, 2-3 years, 4 years, like, man,
If I find a used vending machine, then I'll buy it, and you figure out where we'll put it in.
I'm telling you, it's UH. UH is an untapped
But
market.
you gotta figure out how to ask them. Like, you've got to figure out
Yeah,
like,
I'd
who
have
you
to
got
find
to
out
ask, how much
who's
they're
in
gonna charge us to leave it there. Because that's another thing. Like, how much are they gonna charge you to leave it there?
I would try to figure out a way where they don't charge us nothing. I bet, look, we're helping you by keeping these students in the dorms rather than them going out.
But you're technically using electricity, though. Technically,
I'd be like, bro, there's no price on safety. Like you're really gonna put a price, like this is like low electricity, like that this is pulling, okay? But I don't know. I feel like really, like you said, man, long term, it's real estate, man. I was seriously thinking about getting my real estate license this year. I was looking at like, what are the processes? How much does it cost? I was asking my real estate friend, like, hey, is it hard? Is the test hard? Just so if I do find property, I don't have to give any commit. Like, I can cop all that or waive it since I'm putting the money up front. It's not like I'm going to pay myself.
Yeah.
You do that then, and then I'll just go through you for my investment property.
I'm telling you, Chris, I will split property with you. We will. I mean, obviously, I have to talk to Diana too, but
get your license first, and then you can do it.
50-50. If Kevin wants to come in, 33%, do it 3 ways, 20% down. Easy money, man. Oh my God. Like, yeah. Because I'm 40. I'm gonna retire in the next 20 years. 20 years, my goal is not 60. I'm not gonna be working. Like, I'm not gonna freaking. So in the next 20 years, what can I do to set myself up where income is gonna be coming in, where I can live off of it comfortably?
No, and you know what? Then that's the everything that you're talking about right now. That's what it's gonna take in order to live in Hawaii.
Yeah. It is. That's why I was like, I'm constantly like thinking like, man, what can I do to bring more money in now or set stuff up where it's going to bring money in the next 10, 20 years? And I was like, it always comes back to like real estate or just something passive where I don't have to put too much work, or I put all the work up front and then it's like, okay, now I'm reaping all the benefits. But I'm telling you guys.
Well, yeah, this is a conversation to have,
dude,
on separately from this.
If I find a property in the next 2-3 years, I'm gonna bring it to you guys. I found the perfect place. This is how much it's gonna cost if we go 3 ways. This is how much it's gonna cost if it goes just 2 ways, 50-50. But dude, I think we can get this property. I'll manage it. We'll even create a company, LLC, like, and we'll be, I don't know, rental company. But
I don't have anything against it. That's for sure.
But all right. I think we went over an hour.
Yeah, and well, it's not. After we get off the air, I have to talk to you guys about.
Okay.
Wait, did you get permission to go golfing next week, Kevin?
Oh yeah,
I thought that was final.
Huh?
I thought that was final.
Well, I mean, I just wasn't 100% sure if it was. Like, Kevin just kind of brought it up on air, and I didn't know he had to make sure.
Wait, that's the 26th, right?
Yeah, next week.
Just make sure.
All right. So, are you gonna take care of the tea time, Kev? Can you get a tea time for us?
Yeah, I will. Yes, I will. Tomorrow, I'll call.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty.
All right, man.
Shoot.
All right. Wait. Yeah. Okay. We stop.
We'll get out and we'll stay.